Hello, this is David Dean, and we are here this morning talking about the two damage focused Outlanders. For longest time, there was only one. It was the Ranger with the pistol focus, and it was a great Outlander to play. I really enjoyed it. I had the Beetlejuice one from the Halloween event, and you can see I leveled her up to 130. Really loved the Ranger Outlander. But then they came out with the new Outlander, the T.E.D. shot from the current event, who focuses on the sniper rifle and on her teddy bear. And I came out with my video stating that she is my new favorite. And I was kind of surprised. I was ready for a bunch of blowback from all the Ranger fans out there, because I know some people just absolutely love them. And it's been pretty even, a lot of good comments. But I wanted to get into the details of it, just why I selected her, and also why I think later on in the game, either one, the T.E.D. shot Outlander or the Ranger Outlander, to me is a better gatherer than the other Outlanders, even the ones that seem to focus on that. And I will get into that. First, I want to say in my video I did with T.E.D. shot Jess, when I jumped in and started doing gameplay, I got attacked and I said I couldn't throw down a Teddy because I didn't have a charge. That has changed, and I knew that, but I instantly went into what I had done for the last 9 months of the game. But basically, the second you go in there, even though the teddy bear has a little 0 on him, you can put down the teddy bear, and you can drop them. The teddy bear has a recharge time of 60 seconds, so you can just every 60 seconds you're in the game throw down Teddy without having to get a fragment. But you still see the fragments all over the place. And what has changed is now if you pick up a fragment when you throw down the Teddy, it takes no energy to do it that time, so no 50 energy taken away from you. And the cooldown time reduces 30%. So now your second Teddy you put out after that, you can do at roughly 40-some seconds. So just going much faster with it. And so that's how the fragments are working now. Sorry for that confusion. And also, as part of that, if I say something wrong in a video and people correct me, that's really good. I want that. And I see that, I will either tag their comment and pin it at the top of the comment so other people can see it. Or if there's several things that I got wrong, I will make a comment myself and pin it up top. And that way you guys don't have to keep posting the exact same comment again and again, which has already been put on the boards. Just wanted to let you know that. Okay, and then as I was saying, I'm going to hit on this really quick, where I think in mid-game, later game, that the Ranger and the T.E.D. shot are better gatherers. In the beginning of the game, you definitely want to use, and most people it comes down to the Recon Scout or the Pathfinder. I'm not going to go into which is a better gatherer, because there's been a ton of videos on that and everybody has their own opinion. But they are the two best gatherers early in the game, and the main reason is Keen Eyes. Reveals containers that contain valuable objects within 2 tiles while in the zone. This is where you can see glowing treasure through walls. And later on it increases 1 tile, so from 3 tiles away you can see a glowing treasure chest. You can see a glowing ammo box. And that is great early on in the game, because you don't know where they typically hide those items. And also this reveals items in secret rooms that you wouldn't even know that were there without bashing down some walls. So for learning the game, for gathering, it is great early on to use Recon Scout or Pathfinder. The thing I found when I got to about mid-level in the game, kind of entering Canny Valley, is I already knew where the spots were to look, and I would always go and check those spots. What was slowing me down were the mobs that were in the way between me and checking those spots. No, if there's an encampment there, I'd run in, and suddenly I'd have a ton of mobs on me, And these guys are just not really good for fighting and killing off those mobs, so then I would have to run away, try to come at a different direction, and usually when I ran from the group that was protecting the loot, I would just end up running into another mob of husk. And then I switched over to the ranger with the great pistol damage, and then it didn't matter. After a while I got pretty good. Definitely not as good as the soldier with things like the lingering grenades on the urban assault soldier and stuff. Definitely couldn't take them out as fast as that, but the ranger was pretty good at taking out the husk so I could get to what I wanted to gather all the materials I want. And now I'm gonna get into what I said this video is about, comparing these two. The T.E.D. shot Jess, Ranger T.E.D.D. What it really is on here, and this will be a much shorter and a much less confusing than the one I did about the constructors. I promise you that. And on these two, basically on the stats, they're so close it really doesn't matter up here. And the reason I have them leveled up to 8 is I wanted to check out on the T.E.D.D. She had a power, increase the duration of T.E.D.D. by 5 seconds. And I wanted to see if it was showing up here. Earlier it was not showing up, but now it is. And then of course, since I was doing a comparison, I had to level him up to level 8 just to make it even. But they start off, focus acquisition, all Outlanders get this, 6% increase to double loot. Great, gathering more stuff. They both get phase shift, but you're going to see the Ranger gets much more perks for this. Both of them have loot llamas, both of them have T.E.D.s, and this is another big split between them where the Ranger is focused on pistol and phase shift, and the T.E.D. shot is focused on sniper rifles and T.E.D.s. And both of them have it. It's great. And I'm going to really speak up right now about how good the T.E.D. is now that you have it often. And I just went into the zone and double checked it. I had a fire elemental smasher charging at me, dropped a T.E.D. right in front of him, and it stopped him cold, and plus it's shooting, doing damage. Did a bunch of missions yesterday with the T.E.D. shot, and standing on top of the shelter, I could drop my T.E.D. 2 tiles down to the base, and mobs coming in, drop the T.E.D., use my sniper rifle for taking out things at range. Anything coming in close, the T.E.D. was doing a great job. So, and also, if you get propane tanks, you see them coming, I run towards the T.E.D., they throw them at me, they bounce off of the T.E.D., T.E.D. takes no damage. So it is now that you can reliably use it every 60 seconds, a really great item to have, and both of them have it. In the zone, this gives you more pickaxe damage, both of them have it, and then we get down to 5, and that's where we start getting some unique perks. The Ranger, increased chance to get a crit hit with pistols by 20%. That is a great thing. If you're critting 20% more often, you're getting that big crit damage more often. That is listed on all the weapons and their stats. So right there, doing more damage out with your pistol. Over here, hitting a headshot increases the speed of your next reload by 7%, max 35. And this is great. Everybody hates it in the game when they're getting attacked and they're shooting and then suddenly they have to reload their weapon. And yesterday I split my time, half the time playing with this sniper and half the time playing with the new constructor running around with the super shredder. And there was such a world of difference between how fast I could take out husks coming at me with my sniper rifle on this character compared to the constructor. It is definitely having that enhanced speed just made a world of difference. And the reason speed is kind of more important on the sniper rifle is because usually with a sniper rifle on the mobs, you're trying to do one shot, one kill. And so you want reload to move to that next one. I don't need more damage most of the time. If I'm taking out the lobbers, I don't need more damage. If I'm taking out the propane tanks, I can take those out with one shot. And besides miss monsters, things I'm taking out with this usually just require one shot, so I don't need more damage on it. What I need is to go faster. On pistols, you're usually not doing one-shot kills, so you want more damage on it to be able to take out that mob with repeated shots. Bear with me, increase the duration of the T.E.D.D by 5 seconds. So now instead of lasting 20 seconds, or yeah, 20 seconds, it goes up to, oops, let's see, I think I need to change something or you're going to see the numbers wrong. There's a perk that gives you plus 5 seconds here. And I don't know if it's messing with my numbers or not. Let's go back into Heroes and Outlanders and get back into the comparison. And back down T.E.D.D. Yeah, see, knew something was wrong with the numbers. The T.E.D.D normally is 15 seconds. And you see that now, 15 and 15. It's not currently showing bear with me, which is increasing the duration by 5 seconds. And that would be the 20 seconds. And if you have that character, the commando slotted, that goes up to the duration is to 25 seconds. Alright, let's press on. And on here, as I said, we're at the 5 seconds. Moving on, phase shift. That is a great power that, as I mentioned before, is my get out of jail free card. When things get ugly, I hit phase shift and I'm away from the mobs, throwing down another T.E.D.D, stepping back and opening up with a sniper rifle. Anti-material charge, both of them have it. And that's just destroying materials is what I use it for. You can use it to attack mobs. I never do. Make it count. Increase pistol critical hit damage by 70%. So those two are stacking on each other. First you get an increase to the chance to crit hit, and then you get a big increase to the damage to crit hit. So when you're doing critical hits, you're just doing massive damage. So, and that is just great on the pistol. Here, quick scope increases sniper rifle rate of fire by 35%. So now every single shot you take, you're taking it, the next shot 35% faster. And when you go to reload the weapon, you're doing that. Usually I'm really good with headshots, so I pretty much always max out. I'm doing the 35% faster reloading the cartridge or bullets. And then heading down, now you get T.E.D.D fires eye beams with deal 22 base energy damage. I've been seeing this go off like crazy on my T.E.D.D. I love seeing it. It seems to work great. I have had a few people comment that they had heard that the beams don't do damage all the time. I can't speak about every time it fired out of its eyes, but I know when I was watching it, it definitely was doing damage. Phase shift, once again, already had that over, or no, this is phase shield. This is where you start seeing the ranger enhance his phase shift. Phase shift forces the shield to regenerate for 4 seconds. Your shield will regenerate even if you continue to take damage, but it will only regenerate at 20% of the regular rate. And this just gives them a little bit more defensive capabilities, which I try to make it with my characters, with my Outlanders. They're staying away from where they're taking damage, so I'm not that concerned about it, but it's definitely a nice thing to have. Next one, and actually 15, hop over here. We did that. Alright, 18. Phase shift increases movement speed by 25%. This is the only perk she gets to phase shift, where the ranger will get several of them. But his are more defensive. On hers, it's just a flat out increase in speed. When I use phase shift, I'm using it to either escape mobs or to get across the map faster. So this is always a plus to me, that 25% increase to speed. It's definitely, to me, the best perk possible to have on phase shift. And then, yeah, increased pistol damage by 24% on every single shot. Anti-material charge, already talked about that. We had it on the Ranger. In the zone, both of them get it. 5 hits with the pickaxe, it does more damage. Eyes on the prize. Every 15 headshot kills grants 1 charge fragment. This was huge for me. Like I said, when I'm standing on top of the shelter and I'm just sitting there with that greatly increased fire rate, doing headshots on everything coming in at the shelter, I'm getting headshots almost every single shot. So I'm charging up that fragment like crazy, and like I said, I could just drop the fragment down at the base and it was just constantly going off. So, well, not constantly. There was a gap with fragment of roughly 40 seconds between the teddy bears. So, but still, just doing a ton of damage. And did I say that right? Yeah, cooldown is 60 seconds with the duration being 15 seconds, but increased up to 25. So you do have a gap of 35 seconds between teddies when you have fragments. And so that is just great non-stop kind of killing power between your sniper rifle and the teddies going off. And then over here, unfazed. Phase shift removes affliction, fatigue, vulnerability, and slow. I don't really worry about that too much in comparison, because if you're hitting phase shift, you're away from the mobs anyway. If I was slowed, well, now I'm moving 25% faster anyway, so they're kind of canceling each other out. And so it's a good thing to have, but to me, the speed is better. And then finally, 30. Phase shift has 1 additional charge. That is a great thing to have. I can't argue with that. An additional charge is a little bit better. Over here, Berserker increased the damage dealt by the Teddy by 25% and duration for 5 seconds. So that's another 5 seconds on the duration. So now we're up to, on the Teddy, if you got it slotted with the Commando, up to 30 seconds. And cooldown of 60 seconds. So you can throw it down, it lasts 30 seconds, you wait 30 seconds, throw down another one, and you just keep it going. So that is the difference between the two. To me, as I said, I really love the sniper right now. You saw me in the other gameplay video where I took on an encampment. Using the teddy bear is just a great, basically invulnerable wall you can put up anywhere. It can stop smashers, it can stop propane. Things cannot shoot through it like the blasters. So you use it as a shield to move around, and it's also constantly firing and doing a ton of damage. And then you stand behind it, and whatever comes by, you're worried about, you're just taking that out with the sniper rifle. Which is firing at a much higher speed than normal. The only thing bad was when I moved from using my Super Shredder from this Outlander to my Constructor, it just seemed so slow after having had it at that high rate of speed. Now your pistol guy over here, your Ranger, he is still going to do a ton of damage with his pistol. And if you're on, like me, a no cash account, and you have just this godly awesome pistol with great perks that you love, and you don't have a good sniper rifle, then yeah, you want to go with the Ranger because that's the weapon you can do the most damage with. And vice versa, if you got a killer sniper rifle and not a good pistol. But if it was all the same, I had 2 equally balanced weapons as far as damage, I still would go with the sniper because, first of all, just to me, better damage because you're shooting more times with the sniper rifle. You're usually doing precision headshot damages that are doing one-shot kills, which is just great. The other thing is the Teddy, to me, is so much more valuable than the perks the Ranger has on phase shift. He has good perks, and you get 1 additional charge. That's awesome. but the teddy bear just does so much more damage and lasts so much longer, and the sniper has the phase shift boost of increased speed by 25% for 4 seconds, which is a killer perk to have on phase shift. So that's my breakdown of that. Everybody usually ends up asking me about what to slot it with. Going back in here, let's see, we will go with first, let's see, sorry, where is she at? Yeah, there she is, 31. And on this one, I haven't leveled him up yet because I just got the sniper rifle and never had a need to level this guy up. But increase the duration of T.E.D.D by 5 seconds. That is a lot of additional damage. If you are throwing down those T.E.D.s basically every minute or two you're in a zone, it is staying up 5 additional seconds, which, yeah, a lot of damage. And to me, once again, the T.E.D.D I just love using as basically something to hide behind and run around to keep mobs away from me. And once again, I need to get this legendary. I keep saying that, but I never do it. She increases all ability damage by 20%. So now your T.E.D.D, the regular shots it does do more damage. The laser beams from the eyes do more damage. There is another hero that has an increase to all to all energy damage, which a lot of other people have recommended. And where is, I thought I purchased them, but the problem with having 2 accounts is I often get people or heroes or weapons and then forget which account they are on. It was this Reclaimer Outlander, I believe, from the event before this one. I'm not sure. I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comments. But yeah, there is a support bonus that gives you increased energy damage, which would help with the laser beam eyes. I'm not sure about the bullets it shoots out from its hands. But right now, once I get this guy leveled up, this is a good build for it. Also, if you want to focus on the sniper rifle instead of the T.E.D.D, Urban Assault increases headshot damage multiplier of ranged weapons by 27%. As I said, I'm almost always doing headshot damage with this character, so headshot damage increase is great. And actually, I don't have a second one of these yet, so I have to do it like this to show it. But she has, if you get a second one of this character, she has Sure Shot, increased sniper rifle crit hit damage by 35%. To me, I kind of like the Urban Assault a little bit better right now just because the sniper rifle I'm using, the crit hit chance isn't huge. But if I had a weapon with the crit hit chance of over like 50% or higher, then I would probably switch to second T.E.D.D shot hero to put in the squad bonus. But this damage really depends on what your crit hit chance is. If you have a low crit hit chance, this thing's going to hardly ever go off. If you got a really high crit hit chance, then suddenly this becomes a great perk. And then going back to actually, I will use my old favorite, one of my old favorite characters, Ranger Beetlejuice. She is the Ranger who's really good with the pistol. And once again, you can slot that with another Ranger to get increased pistol damage. Here it's only 12%, but when you 3-star them, it gets up to much higher. Actually, I can show you by switching these guys around, and we are almost done. So there we go. So yeah, if you get her, I have her 5-star, but the bonuses I believe stop the second you get the character to 3-star, and then it's an increase of 24% on the pistol damage. And then what you do over here, since he has T.E.D.Ds, but the T.E.D.Ds aren't all that great, It's up to you whether you want the more duration or some other perk in there. I know there's a lot of Ranger guys out there who have played the character from, you know, basically the day they started the game. So let me know what your favorite perks are on your Ranger. And that's it. And I appreciate you listening to the video. Definitely let me know your comments and questions, what you think. The best Outlander is out there, the best way, or the best setup for gathering, the best setup for weapon damage, the best setup for the teddy bears, or even helping out the phase shift. I really enjoy your comments. Ooh, on that, if you are doing it focused on gathering, my favorite is right there. 6% extra chance to find double loot. So the Outlander has 6% base. By putting this one in, you're doubling it to 12% chance to find double loot. And there we go. Take care.